Welcome back. Let's try to understand central finance concepts further. So I talked about the central finance system use cases, wherein you are trying to connect non-SAP systems to one centralized SAP system. So let's look at some of the use cases here. So like how the mapping works here. So in the central finance system, you will have organizational elements and the chart of accounts. So organizational elements meaning you have company codes, profit centers, cost objects, internal orders, and profitability element segments such as customer and product. Okay, so all these are the organizational elements which you are using for harmonized financial reporting, meaning like you are going to have a single way of presentation of the financial data from your organizational point of view. So you have a single chart of accounts and the same organizational elements that you are going to use across other systems. Okay, so let's look at what really happens when you are going to map to the non-SAP and SAP systems. Okay, so non S4 systems I'm referring here because central finance is basically S4 system, which is HANA based, state of the art, like having Fury apps based kind of system. So non SAP S4 systems may have SAP any version like ECC or previous versions, and non SAP systems, right? So there in every system, when you are having the operational data, so you will have some organizational elements obviously. So you may sometimes call company codes, or sometimes you may call they are like legal entities. For example, in Oracle systems you call legal entities ledgers, set of books, like that. At the same time, you will have chart of accounts in different systems. Chart of accounts are presented different way. So definitely, to some extent in SAP systems, the chart of accounts can be represented the same way, but in non-SAP systems, the chart of accounts may be completely a different way of representation, right? So maybe the JID words, you may be calling them as objects, and in Oracle applications, Oracle financials, you may be calling them as account, natural account, and sometimes the GL account is also combined with organizational elements. Particularly in the Oracle, if you see, chart of account contains the natural account as well as associated cost centers, associated business units, associated reporting units, like that. So different systems will have different kinds of representation. So now when you are going to present that in a single way, so the thing that is required is mapping. Okay, so the central finance major activity for implementation of central finance is mapping exercise that has to be done. So you have to analyze the non-SAP system organizational elements and chart of accounts, how they are represented. So then you have to conduct a mapping exercise of source object to the destination object. Okay, so that is the way. For example, in Oracle applications, if you are having a organizational unit, a reporting unit, then you know exactly how you are going to call that in central finance or SAP is something that mapping exercise is a part of your maybe blueprinting, or that the mapping, and also like the gap, exactly if you are having a gap, so you will find out. So but that mapping exercise is the major activity in the central finance. So once that mapping is done, then pretty much you will look at that like operational data, and then see what are the transactions have to be reposted in central finance, so that you are going to report it. For example, you may not be posting every single transaction which is happening here. Let's take the example of taxes. Okay, the taxes are getting calculated in the non S4 system, so you don't try to calculate taxes again in the central finance system, because the taxes supposed to be calculated in the source system itself. Okay, so that is the reason, like, you have to finalize the business processes for which you are going to repost into central finance. And then once the reposting is happening, of course there are tools given by SAP to see that if there are any errors, the error correction activity is also part of the central finance ongoing activity. So once the reposting is done here, so the data, the accounting data, basically what is going to happen is that the data is going to be in universal journal table, which means like it is the journal itself. Accounting data, accounting documents are available along with the organizational elements such as cost centers, internal orders, profit centers, and all other information which is normally used for segment reporting, for example. All that will be available in the central finance system. So then automatically you can report that information for any financial reporting, and again you can use the Fiori applications as well. So one important information you have to think of, for example, if you are having organizational element, let's say customer. Okay, so if the customer balances, if the same customer is used across other systems, for example, so then the customer balances all can be automatically updated into one single source system. So then you can harmonize that entire customer balance, right, account statement management itself, and then you can pretty much look at that how things are happening from the customer point of view. And typically you may use this for centralized vendor management system, because all the procurement that that is happening across multiple systems can be automatically at the vendor level, can be reposted into central finance, and then that can be plugged into, the information can be pulled into Fiori apps, and then all the spend analysis, all that you can have. So that is the way like central finance will help expedite like the quick benefits of getting harmonized, centralized view of organizational data from all other source systems. So like particularly the it's all related to the general ledger will come into the picture here. So any other kind of reporting also. So literally you can think that central finance is SAP implementation for every other system without even actually implementing the SAP system into this legacy systems. Thanks for watching this video. Please do visit simplefinancesupport.com for understanding more concepts around the central finance, and also if you need any assistance, please contact us at simplefinancesupport.com. Thank you.